I will say this, and I've been saying this, and no one seems to listen to me, but that's okay. Everyone has to take a step back and realize that you're not dealing with computer programs here. You're dealing with human beings. And human beings have feelings. Human beings get insulted, are petty. And the same set of emotions that you and I go through, the prosecutors and the judge go through that exact same set of emotions. Now, they try to present a professional face. They don't want to make it look like they're somehow biased or they're pissed off or they're angry, but those emotions are very real emotions. So if you're sitting there waiting for your sentencing and you're calling the prosecutor racist, you're saying they're corrupt, you're saying that they purposely hid evidence and they're trying to send an innocent black man to jail, so you're bringing a racial element into it and so forth, they're going to say, okay, we're going to turn around and write a letter to the judge to ask for more time. Fuck you too.
I think the issue here too.
I mean, am I right though?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But
so I just want to say before you go on, you're at a disadvantage, Tory Lanez. The prosecutor has more power than you. You're sitting in a fucking jail cell right now. You're at a disadvantage. Why would you aggravate the person who has your life in their hands? Do what you have to do, but all that extra shit, those voicemails, basically trying to bash the character of the person that's doing their job, you could have left all that shit out and they may not have written that letter to the judge.
Well, I think the reason why he's doing this, and I think this is where he's going to run into the biggest problem, is that over the 2 or 3 years when he first caught the case, people more and more increasingly started to believe him. Okay. And we even had Drake who basically said, the chick is lying. You get what I mean?
Drake said that?
Yeah, Drake said on the song. You know what I mean?
What did he say?
It was something about Meg.
Oh, shots.
She lied about the shots or whatever the case is. Like, basically, and he took some flack for it.
Yeah, okay,
but
I remember, yeah.
It became one of those things where the majority of the industry was like, yo, you know what? This Tory guy might be innocent. And with that came a sense of support, and it was such a big deal and people trying to root for him.
Right.
I think these things where he's writing the letter, he's going to realize that people are emotionally checked out of this story now. Like,
well, here's the thing. All those people, Drake, don't matter.
Yeah, well,
at all.
Well, I think he was.
All your fans don't matter.
Well,
you know who matters? Those jury members. Well, and now that that's done, you know who matters? The judge and the prosecutor. That's it. Those are the only people that you need to get on your side. That's it.
Well, there is an angle that I think a lot of people use when it comes to like high profile cases is like, especially if they really feel like they're being treated unfairly, is like, hey, the more attention or the more people who seem to be invested in this, the better off I'll have in terms of a chance of beating it if I think I'm being handled unfair. So I think when he's writing these letters, if there was maybe people, like, it worked for Meek. Like, it definitely worked for Meek, right? Like, you literally had a governor who basically was like, hey.
Meek's story was a little different, man. Meek went back to jail for riding a dirt bike. I'm saying? There was no victim in Meek's case.
Hold up.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm not comparing necessarily the situations as closely, but I'm comparing just how it was handled. Meek not only got out of jail through public support and public outcry, the case he was actually given probation for, that sentence got vacated.
Right.
So they basically, like, that's how much public support pushed that's not happening. Okay, fine, you get out of jail. But they're not going back to a 12-year-old case where allegedly you pulled a gun and there was a cop there, and they're going to say, oh, you should have never been found guilty in the first place. They did that for Meek. Why? Because all of a sudden, everybody rallied around it. And even when you have someone as powerful as Michael Rubin, you have other people who are in government. You have also you have a governor who was running for re-election using this case to say, we need some reform. That shit worked for Meek. What I'm trying to say is that these letters that Tory's writing, it's not going to pick up the same steam. Because first of all, I don't think no politician would ever be like, oh, hey, we're gonna rep for Tory while there's a popular female musician. That's
while there's a female victim who got shot.
Yeah. I don't think
It's
that's
never gonna happen.
But
It's never gonna happen.
I think the majority of people who did care was the public, and I do think that you won't have a second time where the public is this invested in this case. I think that's why even the judge is denying everything to say, hey, listen, we went through the saga already. We went through the circus. It's over.
Yeah.
Like, it's done.
Yeah, all the DNA evidence and all that was, you guys had your chance to present all that in court.
Those 2 weeks of trial was crazy, and people just like every day was like, oh, this person said this person said this. People are emotionally spent. And I think that's why he stopped, because he said he was going to drop a letter or he was going to expose somebody new every day. And Tory just stopped. He did it once or twice and he stopped.